Well, I started writing when I was a really small child, and I just continued from there, really. It was something that seemed natural to me and that I always had to do. Because I had 7 older brothers and they were all very much involved in business, and my father was too. And there were always lots and lots of arguments, debates, looking at different sites, planning. They were builders, and there was always something going wrong, some crisis. And it was just, to me, felt very stressful all the time. And I just always took myself off, wrote in a corner, and just kept out of it, really. Well, I ran away from home when I was 17 because family matters had become really painful for me. My father had died, the family firm had gone bankrupt. The whole thing sort of crashed in on me, really. And so I just had to get away. And I went to London, boarded with a friend in Soho, and it was such a fascinating place. And it was quite exciting for a girl of that age to be there. I saw Raymond's Review Bar, the Windmill Theatre, and it really stuck in my mind. All through my teens and 20s, I kept writing, and I started to send manuscripts out to various publishers and agents, and I had no success whatsoever. I started to write something entirely for my own amusement. So I wrote Dirty Game, about the first Annie Carter novel, and I sent it off to an agent, and I had absolutely no expectation of it becoming published. And she came back and said, "You've got a 6-figure deal for 3 books." And that was the beginning. That was my professional takeoff. That was the launch of Annie Carter, the crime books, everything. To get into the zone for writing, first thing in the morning, I just make myself a cup of coffee, and I come out into the garden, have a look at the tomatoes and the runner beans, see how everything's doing. Then I go into the summer house and I just have a look at all my notes, see what I was doing the day before, and just kick it off from there. Ruthless is the 5th in the series of Annie Carter books, and it's a big, sprawling, quite thrilling read. She's a mature lady now. She has a grown-up daughter, and it just brings back all those memories from years ago, and old enemies reappear, old romances, and it covers the 70s and 80s, and it goes from New York, Ireland, to the East End of London, to the West End of London, and it just is a big, gripping, enthralling read. She knelt at the boy's shoulder and pressed the muzzle of the gun firmly against the side of his head. Then she reached down with trembling fingers and felt his neck, searching for a pulse. "Is he?" asked Layla, looking like a ghost. She was so white. "No pulse," said Annie, feeling her stomach clench and churn. Of course, you do a lot of research as a writer. I researched the East End, the craze, and I thought, you know, this is really exciting. And what if I put a woman in amongst these people and really mixed it up? And I just thought it would be a great idea. And so from that, I started to write Dirty Game. I did a lot of research, and that, together with my own experience there, came together and makes the books, I think, authentic. Why I've put a female protagonist into my books is because I'm quite a feminist myself, and I'm very pro-women. It just seems natural to me to write a heroine into every one of my books. When I start a novel, I'll have a few characters in mind usually, but I don't plan. I have friends who do plan scrupulously, who map up every single chapter and don't deviate from that, but I think I would find that very boring to do. So no, I just start, and I know where I want to finish, and I've got the beginning, and in between that I just don't know what's going to happen, so that's the way I do it.